The first rays of morning light bring another day of stunning beauty on the plains of eastern Oregon, but also another day of anti-government protesters standing guard at the main entrance of a federal wildlife refuge complex they've taken over and occupied since Saturday. The protesters, numbering in the dozens at most, the majority of whom are not from the area, they say they're here to help the local ranchers get what they insist is their land back from the federal government.
We do have a plan, as we have stated from the beginning, and we are going to work. We are implementing this plan. We have been in communication closely with many community members that are assisting us in that. And we see a time coming very soon where the community will begin to participate more in that.
This is cattle ranching country, where cattle outnumber people 14-1, but where nearly 70% of grazing land is owned or managed by a federal government many here deeply distrust. Steve Turner sympathizes with the ranchers. He says the government intrudes on their livelihoods and way of life.
Because I do think the federal government is overreaching and doing things they're not supposed to do.
In town at the Big R, the local cattle ranching supply store, most view the federal government with suspicion, but they're divided on whether the protesters are helping or hurting their efforts to wrestle control of land away from the government.
I support what they are trying to get done, not how they're doing it.
I think that they're causing a lot more chaos than what needs to be brought into this town right now. I don't believe it's necessary.
Some people, like this man, are too scared to show their face or give their name.
I don't agree with what they're doing.
Think it's bringing bad attention to the community, or what's the one thing you don't like about it the most?
I think most of the community is scared, and that's not a good thing at all.
Why are they scared?
They don't know what's going to happen.
Here in town, schools and some businesses remain closed due to safety concerns because of the government buildings that are now occupied by the armed group. That's why on Wednesday, the local sheriff will be having a town hall meeting to try to address those concerns. Meanwhile, this is a community where residents are growing increasingly anxious, trying to figure out how this will all end. Gabriel Elizondo, Al Jazeera, Burns, Oregon.